If you've ever wished the iPad mini would finally go pro, the iPad mini 8 might be the one that gets dangerously close. Except for one upgrade Apple still refuses to give us. And it's the one that could make or break your decision. I'll tell you exactly what that is, who should still buy it, and what to get instead if that feature doesn't show up. Stick with me, because by the end you'll know whether to wait, buy, or skip. Let's set the stage. The Mini has always been the most pure iPad. One hand, no fuss, just fast, fun, and insanely portable. The last refresh brought power and pencil support that made it better for note-taking and sketching, but for a lot of people it still felt like a light update. That's why the Mini faithful have been asking for a true Mini Pro. The display, the speed, the accessories, without losing the pocket-friendly magic. Now, here's what's coming according to the most consistent leaks and supply chain chatter. First, the screen. Expect a jump from 8.3 inches to around 8.7 inches in the same compact body. That means slimmer bezels, a bigger canvas, and the same one-hand feel. The bigger deal? OLED. This is the upgrade Mini fans have been waiting for. True blacks, punchier colors, higher contrast, and that ink-on-glass look when you read. If you watch dark scenes, browse photos, or draw with an Apple Pencil, OLED is going to make the Mini feel brand new the second you turn it on. But here's the twist. And this is the big missing piece you need to know about. Most credible reports say the Mini 8 will likely stay at 60 Hz, no ProMotion. No 120 Hz. And for a lot of people, that's the deal breaker. If you've used an iPad Pro, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Scrolling feels like butter, handwriting flows more naturally, and animations just melt. Once you've lived at 120 Hz, it's hard to go back. So, if ultra-smooth motion is your non-negotiable, keep listening. I'll tell you exactly what to buy instead. Let's talk power, because this little thing is about to punch above its weight. Expect Apple's next-gen A-series chip, the same class that powers their Pro iPhones, to make its way in. Depending on timing, you'll see it labeled as an A18 class or even an A19 class chip in leaks. But the takeaway is simple. It'll be fast. Faster apps, faster exports, and way better efficiency. That means better battery life for the tasks you actually do on a Mini: reading, YouTube, notes, streaming, browsing, light photo edits, and a surprising amount of gaming. And with Apple pushing more on-device AI features, the neural engine should get a meaningful boost. Translation: smarter suggestions, quicker voice features, and less waiting. Now, a quick word on thermals. Small tablet, big chip. Does it throttle? Rumors float around about improved cooling, possibly even a vapor chamber. If Apple does it, sustained performance in games and long exports gets much better. If they don't, you'll still feel the speed in bursts, but heavy tasks might ramp down sooner. Either way, for most Mini-style workloads, it'll feel instant biometrics. This one divides people. Touch ID on the top button is reliable, but Face ID is just more seamless. Look, unlock done. The bezels on the Mini could fit the sensors, but Apple might keep Touch ID to control cost and differentiate from the Pro line, and maybe to avoid sensor conflicts with the pencil magnets. If they bring Face ID, it's a win. If they don't, Touch ID still works well, but yeah, it's not as pro ports and speed. This is a big one for creators. USB-C is great, but on the Mini it's historically been stuck at USB 2 speeds. If Apple upgrades the controller to USB 3 or better, transferring photos, video, and project files becomes so much faster. Plug in a fast SSD, move 100 RAW photos, and you're not waiting around. If they keep it slow, it's fine for casual use, but pros will feel the bottleneck immediately. For a device that's awesome for mobile photography workflows and quick edits, faster I/O matters, audio and cameras. Expect incremental updates rather than headline features. The rear camera will be fine for documents and quick snaps. The front camera matters more on a Mini. Think FaceTime, Zoom, and note-taking with center stage keeping you framed. If Apple moves the front camera to the landscape edge like they did on other models, video calls instantly feel more natural. Speakers? The Mini already sounds good for its size. A bit more fullness and separation would be nice, but don't expect pro-level audio accessories. This is where the Mini stays true to itself. Still no keyboard pins, still no laptop replacement agenda. It's the pick-up-and-go iPad. For pens, the expectation is support for Apple Pencil Pro and USB-C Pencil with older Lightning-era pencils out. If you sketch, annotate, or storyboard, Pencil Pro is a big deal. Squeeze gestures, barrel roll for shading, haptic feedback. It makes the Mini a killer digital notebook. Cases and sleeves from the previous generation should mostly fit if the footprint stays the same. which it likely will. Battery life. OLED plus a more efficient chip should help. Day to day, expect the usual all-day iPad promise, but in real life, that means a couple of days of light use or a full day of mixed streaming, browsing, and notes. If you mostly read, you'll be impressed. If you game hard, bring a charger. The Mini's size just doesn't allow a massive battery, and that's okay. Price. Here's the uncomfortable part. With OLED and a newer chip, a price bump is possible. In the US, the Mini has traditionally hovered around the $49.99 mark at retail, with frequent deals at Amazon and Best Buy. Leaks suggest a $50-$100 increase wouldn't be shocking. If Apple keeps it at $499.99, that's huge. If it lands around $540 or even $599, it edges closer to the iPad Air territory. My advice? If you don't need OLED, you might find great deals on the outgoing model when this drops. If you do want OLED, wait for the first discount cycle. Apple Gear hits promo prices faster than it used to. Okay, so who is the iPad Mini 8 really for? If you want a tiny, beautiful, super fast OLED tablet that lives in your hand or your bag, for reading, note-taking, planning trips, flying a drone, controlling a camera, sketching ideas, or catching up on shows in bed, this is your sweet spot. It's the iPad that disappears until you need it, then does exactly what you want without the bulk of an Air or Pro. Who should skip it? 3 groups. 1. If you need 120 Hz ProMotion because you draw for hours, love ultra-smooth scrolling, or just can't stand 60 Hz anymore. 2. If you rely on fast file transfers, external drives, or Pro I/O unless Apple upgrades the port speeds, you'll be happier on an iPad Pro. 3. If you want a laptop-style experience with a keyboard and bigger canvas, the Air Pro fits better. And this brings us back to the big missing upgrade. The most likely feature Apple will hold back is ProMotion. Even with OLED, the Mini 8 is expected to stay at 60 Hz. That keeps the Pro line clearly above it, and it helps Apple manage cost. Will it ruin the experience? Not at all. OLED at 60 Hz will still feel fantastic for movies, reading, and notes. But if your heart is set on 120 Hz, you already know where you stand. Get an iPad Pro or wait and see if Apple surprises us. Just don't count on it. Quick buying cheat sheet so you don't waste money. If you want compact plus 120 Hz, go iPad Pro 11-inch. It's not mini small, but it delivers ProMotion and top-tier performance. If you want compact plus OLED, and you can live with 60 Hz, wait for the Mini. It's likely the best small iPad Apple has ever made. If you just need a budget small tablet for reading and note-taking, grab the current Mini on sale when prices drop. You'll save big and still get a great experience. If you're a creative who moves lots of files, check the port speeds before you buy. If it's still USB 2, consider the Air or Pro for faster I/O timing. The window most people are pointing to is sooner than expected. Think early next year's cycle rather than a far-off refresh. Launch windows can shift, but accessory makers and panel suppliers are already hinting that the train is moving. If you can wait a little, do it. If you can't, buy on a deal and don't look back. The Mini holds value well, and a great price today is better than paying a premium tomorrow. Here's the bottom line. The Mini 8 looks like the biggest leap the Mini has had in years. A larger OLED display in the same tiny body, a next-gen chip with better efficiency, Pencil Pro support, and the same always-with-you personality. The trade-off, likely no 120 Hz, will be a deal-breaker for some and a non-issue for others. If you've been dreaming of a tiny OLED iPad that feels premium without turning into a laptop, this is the one to watch. If this helped you decide what to do, tap subscribe. Drop your use case in the comments, reading, travel, gaming, notes, and tell me if 120 Hz is a must-have for you or if OLED is the bigger win. And if you made it all the way to the end, leave a dolphin emoji in your comments so I know you're a real one. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.